I started at Google 2019. Back then, LLMs were basically not mainstream. The work that I did back then versus how I did in 2026 looked completely different. No, it did not replace my job, but AI was heavily integrated in my work as a data scientist, whether that is like coding, data analysis, communication, writing documents. So in this video, I'm going to share exactly how I used AI as a data scientist to do my day-to-day job. It did not replace me, but it replaced a lot of things that I was doing. And by watching this video, you're actually going to get an idea of what I mean. And also, I'm hoping that by watching this video, you actually get some ideas of how to adopt AI or like use AI and integrate it into your day-to-day work, whether you work a corporate job or you don't work a corporate job, like it could be integrated into any parts of your life. And I'm guessing some of you are probably curious how company like Google, who is at the forefront of AI innovation, has awesome products. I genuinely believe they have like some of the awesome products, including Notebook LM, Gemini, and many more. How people who work there actually used AI. All right, with that, without wasting any more time, let's talk about the first thing, which is coding. Yes, coding was one of the areas where AI started getting integrated. I would say email was the first and then coding was the second specifically. And in coding, I'm going to give you a specific example and tell you how powerful it was. Yes, it's not just like you going to ChatGPT or you're going to Gemini asking it to write a SQL code that joins two datasets. No. The way I was using Gemini and I was using LLMs for coding was mind-blowing. For example, when I started in 2019, I would write my SQL scripts, my Python code, after I figured out where the data lives. Toward the end of it, when LLMs were already integrated, all I had to do is ask my LLM that was integrated into the internal tools is I want to write a SQL script that joins users who search this. It will automatically figure out where the data lives, where the tables are, and which tables I should be using. And it will not only do that, but it will also write the code for me. Believe me, if you work as a data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, half of the battle, actually more than half of the battle, is just figuring out where the data lives. And when AI LLMs started doing that for me, my mind was blown. I literally made a post on LinkedIn because that's how overwhelmed and also like shocked I was that it's able to like figure out where the data lives. That has been like a big blocker for me whenever I'm trying to like work with a new data set. So that itself, like a huge productivity unlock because I don't have to like spend that much time looking for data. Yes, I still have to validate, but it automatically like figures out where the data lives, which table I need to have in my left join, which table I need to have in my right join. So it was great. So I was using it primarily for SQL in one of the internal tools that I was using. So the second place that I was using it quite a bit is in using in Google Colab notebooks, specifically for writing Python code. For example, when I'm doing like causal impact analysis, or I'm writing some sort of regression model, or I'm doing some sort of MMM modeling, I would use Google Colab notebook to write Python. And exactly the same way, the LLM had internal knowledge. For example, there's an internal Python library that helps you read data from Google Sheet. With the LLM that was integrated, it was automatically able to figure the internal part out. And having the RAG basically integration, it's basically RAG when you have an internal knowledge database integrated into your LLM, just made it so powerful. Yes, it was way powerful than just me going to ChatGPT and asking it to write code. Yes, it wasn't perfect. I can say that now because I don't work at Google anymore, so I can say whatever I want. But I had seen it like improve over the span of months, like drastically. So I'm sure like 6 months from now, it's going to be even better. So if you're trying to figure out like where your workplace could possibly integrate LLMs and AI, like pitch it to them, like tell them like this is where they need to use more AI and more LLMs integration. The second area, which deserves its own dedicated section because that was a huge unlock for me, but also my rest of my team, rest of the people that I talk to. And that is, without a doubt, is email integration with Gemini. So for example, sometimes I would get added on these long threads that are like trying to solve a problem. In the past, before LLMs, I would have to like read out the entire thread and try to understand. After the Gemini integration, all I had to do is ask Gemini to summarize the thread for me. And it would do that. I didn't even have to read it. Initially, when they launched it, I actually had to verify it. Sometimes the information was not correct. Again, over the span of like months, it actually started improving quite a bit. So now by the end of my time at Google, I was fully trusting whatever Gemini was summarizing from longer threads or even like shorter threads. Sometimes some of my teammates had habit of sending very long emails. And that's what I'm going to talk about later on, how AI is making people write very long emails. I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but I was using even those very long emails, just simple like one thread email, I was using AI to summarize it for me. I was also using it to like rewrite, because within email, when I have to reply something really quick, I would just ask Gemini integration that was within Gmail to do it for me. I know it sounds small, but you actually spend a lot of time in email if you actually think about it. Of course, I wouldn't send an AI written email to like a client. I always had to like double check and verify. But internally, like with my teammates, like that are like more casual, I was feeling more and more comfortable sending emails with AI. And same with my teammates. They were feeling the same way too. And I really wanted to mention email because it was widely adopted compared to other tools. Whether you work in non-tech or non-tech, whether you're coding or not coding, email, everybody's doing email. So yeah, email was one of those areas where I was already using AI, but I still felt a gap. One thing I would say that yes, I was using LLM in email, but there's always something felt missing that I was able to do in my personal email, but not in my work email. And that was transparently is automating things end to end, going through email, summarizing updates, figuring out what actually needed attention. It was still manual. I still had to go thread by thread, and I felt like that was holding me back because in my personal email, I was able to do a lot more, but at work, I actually wasn't able to do a lot. What I really wanted was an AI agent that could handle these routines for me. And that's where I wanted to talk about GenSpark, which is an end-to-end AI agent and is also sponsoring this portion of the video. But I'm honestly really excited to show you what an automation could look like if an AI agent actually lived in my inbox. What I really like about GenSpark that it connects to the tools that you already use, such as Gmail, Slack, Notion, Salesforce, and 20 plus other apps. So it can be easily adopted, whatever your workflow and your stack looks like. So here's what an AI agent that can handle your end-to-end routine and automation could look like in email. It scans your email, identifies what is important, summarizes it, and delivers a clean digest straight to you. Basically, no more opening your inbox and losing 20 minutes. You can also use it to create daily news briefing, routine updates, or automate any repetitive task that has been quietly eating up your time. And honestly, that's what I needed because I was subscribed to a lot of digest and I still had to like manually go email by email. I would have loved to get a digest of the emails that I get in my inbox. So think of it like your AI employee, which is basically handling the busy work so you can actually focus on the work that actually matters. So in my case, I could have actually written more code or done some more deep analysis. And guess what? GenSpark is actually offering unlimited access to a variety of LLM models, including Claude Opus 4.7, GPT Image 2, 11 Labs, Gemini VO3 3.1, and many more. You can try it using the link in description below. My third category and my favorite one is data analysis. It's like close to my heart and you would be surprised. I know a lot of people say that AI will replace data analysts. I read a Forbes article, but let me say that it was one of the weakest area where LLMs were like powerful enough to do my job as a data scientist. Let me give you an example. Yes, when I would write a script, I would use LLM to pull the data. It figured out automatically, as I talked about briefly, where the data lives. Yes, once I get the data, I still had to like put it into Google Sheets or Excel and then do the analysis on my own. Yes, there was Gemini built into Google Sheets, but I personally did not use it. So honestly, I don't know if I can speak to it very well because the one or two times I tried using it, I didn't find a lot of value in it. So I was still doing like a lot of my data analysis, like in Google Sheets, like very hands-on. And once the analysis is done and I have like a pretty table that I want to like put in a doc or put in a presentation or put it in or create a visualization and put it somewhere, that's where what I would do is I would take a screenshot of the table and I would go to the Gemini, the standalone app, and then say, this is my data. I would take one of the past documents. Yes, I used to write a lot of docs. And that was actually one of my favorite parts too. But toward the end of it, I actually wrote so many docs with Gemini. I'm going to show you exactly what I meant. So I would take that screenshot. I would screenshot the table that I had in Google Sheets. I would put it into Gemini standalone app. I will upload one of my past documents as asset in terms of like for Gemini to learn how I write and the style I write in. And then I would give it some context and like tell it like what I'm trying to do. This is the latest data. Can you help me create a structure and start a document for me? Honestly, that's where I felt like that it was really, really good, because sometimes the most difficult part for me was just stating at a blank document and starting. And even though like whatever the AI, the Gemini produced wasn't perfect, it still had some useful things that helped me get started. And obviously, if I had like given it more and more context, then it would get better. But that was like one area. Like eventually I was like I would say like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, I was using it like very sporadically. Toward the end of it, I was actually using it for every analysis that I did at Google. So in case you're wondering if there were like any automated workflows to take your data from coding to data analysis to output, you would be disappointed. There wasn't any. So I was still doing a lot of data analysis. And in case you're wondering if jobs is going to be replaced by AI, my data analysis piece did not, because I still had to do a lot of thinking, a lot of problem solving, a lot of storytelling, which AI is good, but only if it has a lot of context. Yes, there is agentic AI, which I can definitely talk about, agentic analytics, which I can definitely talk about in another video. It is there, and it is automating some of the dashboarding work, but we can talk about it in a different video. And if you work in data analysis field, or if you're using AI, like please tell me in comments how much has your job specifically in the data analysis part has been automated with AI. And I'm not talking about like the dashboarding part. I'm talking about the part that requires your brain to think strategically, your brain to think analytically, and you have to come up with like a communication with a storytelling format. Which brings me to my fourth point, which is communication and meetings. And I'm bucketing them into one category because remember earlier in the video, I mentioned that how I was like, since the LLMs, everybody started using LLMs, I started to receive a lot of long emails. What was happening is that literally every meeting that gets recorded would have Gemini notes. And Gemini would record every single Google Meets conversation and send it to you over email basically afterward. And what my teammates would do, and I have done that too, is I would copy paste those notes and then send it over email. Those are long notes, very long notes. Some of them would be like 3 pages long. It's like, it obviously depends on like how many people are in the meeting, how long the meeting is, what the meeting is about. So it was obviously made it like, in my opinion, I hate reading long emails. If you have to write a long email, that needs to be a meeting, but then a meeting leads to more emails because there are notes to be sent. I don't know. It was like a never ending loop. And I feel like that's one area where it did the counter of increasing productivity. Yes, it gave you notes, but then I felt obligated to read everybody's long emails. But that's where obviously like where LLMs and Gemini integration help, because I can just ask it to summarize. So definitely like in meeting notes, it was like everyday use, like it was getting used multiple times, Gemini for taking notes. And for communication, as I talked about, like for document writing, similarly for like creating decks, like there were some internal dashboards where you just do like one click and it turns into a pretty deck with like the dashboard snapshots. And what, of course, it wouldn't be like the final that you would present, but it already does a lot of human work of like copy pasting dashboard stuff into a deck. So I thought that was like pretty neat. I didn't do a lot of decks at my job, but if I did, I would definitely take more advantage of it. Okay, these were the 4 things that I wanted to specifically talk about. I feel like they encapsulate my pretty much like the AI usage of my work when I was working at Google as a data scientist. And if there is a specific area that you want me to talk about that I didn't touch on this video, let me know in comments. And I also want to know like, how exactly have you been using AI at work? Does your company allow using AI? Do they have the integration? If they don't, like, do you feel like you are left behind? Or like after watching this video, you feel like you're pretty caught up and you're doing the same thing at your job. All right, with that, I hope you're having a beautiful day and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.